can see straight through my life. Oh, there's something.
Oh God, I'm already filming. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Holly. Today I have a perfume video for you. I want to talk about some summertime fragrances that I'm loving. They may not be summer specific, but they're fragrances that I can wear comfortably in this 110 degree weather and not feel like I'm overpowering anyone. I'm not overpowering myself. Like, I don't start to like get too much of the fragrance, you know? These are kind of just what I've been reaching for during the day. If you want a summer nights perfume suggestion, I could do that too. It probably won't have as many choices. Not that there's a lot of choices. I'm rambling. I'm just gonna get into it. I do have Fragrantica, so I can pull up these notes and tell you all about these scents. The first one I've talked about before, so it's not going to come as a surprise to anybody. It's YSL Libre. I've said a bunch of things about this fragrance in other reviews, and they continue to be true. It smells like an amazing citrus grove. It smells like you're taking a citrus spa day. It doesn't smell quite clean. It's not like a clean, airy kind of scent. There's a clean aesthetic type of vibe, but the citrus is so vibrant that I feel like it's more of a juicy kind of scent. It has like a juicy, like it's got a little pulp, something to it. So let's find out what the notes are. My hair, oh, thanks for noticing. Yeah, I did dye it. I got really bored and I had not enough of any one color to do my whole head of hair. And so it ended up like this. I actually have more hair on this side of my head for some reason. So I tend to like flip it all to this side, but it actually, I think, looks a little bit better parted to this side. Anyway. Let's look at the notes for YSL Libre Le Noir. So this is a citrus aromatic. The top notes are mandarin and lemon, middle notes orange blossom, and the base note is lavender. So this is not a very floral or it's definitely not gourmand. It's not really giving any type of vibe other than citrus. But it is perfect for summer because citrus is a great summer scent. It's refreshing, it's vibrant, it matches well with the heat. And Le Noir is a water-based fragrance. Again, I've talked about water-based fragrances a lot in a previous video. I'll have it somewhere. But without being redundant, the water is refreshing. It helps carry the scent but not project it too far so it doesn't overpower you or anyone else. And it keeps the fragrance bubble molecule very tight so that when you put it on, you get a nice burst of freshness, and I really enjoy it a lot. If you don't like Libre, you should try it anyway because I am not a Libre fan, but I really love this one. However, I do detect a bit of the lavender in the fragrance, so if you are not a lavender lover, I would pass. Up next is another citrus, but a definitely different type of citrus. This is a very different type of citrus. This is black citrus from Vilhelm Parfumerie, and it's not one of their like massively talked about fragrances, but it's one of my favorites. It's citrus, and that citrus note, the citrus that's in it, makes it good for summer because it gives it a freshness and a lightness. But it's called black citrus for a reason, and the black citrus gives it depth, gives a little bit of like texture and resonance, and it makes you feel a bit more elevated and sophisticated than the YSL, for example, which is just straight fresh fun. Black citrus is more like special day out with a special someone kind of summer scent. So let's look at these notes. So black citrus is a woody aromatic. It is top notes of Calabrian bergamot and cardamom, middle notes of mate, middle notes of mate and violet, and a base note of birch and patchouli. So it does have a little bit more depth and substance than the YSL. And you really notice that when you spray this on, when you apply this. However, I feel like for me personally, it remains just light enough for a perfect, sophisticated summer scent. Find your words. My suggestion for a elevated type of citrus for summer is Vilhelm's black citrus. I'm gonna swerve into a new category of fragrances away from the citrus and into the more aquatic marine type of scents. These are fragrances that I really enjoy personally year round, but they're especially well suited for the summer due to their kind of cooling blue scent nature that allows them to project well in the heat, but also not be too overpowering. So the first one that I want to, actually technically the only one that I want to suggest, because the ones that have sort of spun off of this one are not necessarily the same, or not necessarily being recommended in this category. What I have is Le Pont Mirabeau. So Le Pont Mirabeau. This is a newer one to the Table Blanche collection. I think it came out in 2023, and it's almost masculine. It is a very neutral type of fragrance, which most of Table Blanche fragrance are, but this one has a very kind of cologne-y quality, more so even than black citrus, which is another like gender neutral type of fragrance, I would say. But this is truly almost masculine. It does have a cologne type of vibe, but it works well for women who like a fresh, watery scent as well. So this particular one, oh, I'm sorry, it's Sous le Pont Mirabeau. Sous le Pont Mirabeau. So we'll just have to insert that into the cut somewhere. So Sous le Pont Mirabeau is classified as an aromatic aquatic. It is top notes, yes, it's from 2023. So the top notes are fig leaf, pink pepper, bergamot, and elemi. Middle notes are C notes, ozonic notes, violet, and olibanum. And base notes are sandalwood, musk, orchinox, cedar, and vanilla. So this particular scent is very fresh, very marine, very aquatic, but it has a bit of a spicy, slightly woody scent as well. Especially in the dry down, it becomes very woody and loses some of the freshness. Now, why that heavy, like chemical kind of like orchinox, cedar, musk, ozonic notes, olibanum, those are the notes that make it more masculine in my opinion, where the fresher scent from the bergamot, the spicy from the pink pepper, and of course vanilla and violet are more feminine. So in the actual presentation of the scent on the skin, it is pretty gender neutral. And I suggest, if you haven't given it a shot and you do actually find yourself drawn to Table Blanche fragrances quite often, I would say go for it. To me, my suggestion with Sous le Pont Mirabeau is as an alternative to another fragrance that has been disconnected, but you can that has been discontinued, but you can still find online. So the discontinued fragrance that I am speaking of is a 2015 fragrance from Balenciaga. I still have it in my collection because it's starting to turn a little sus, but I love it so much that I still want to like hold on to it and spray it. And plus the bottle is freaking gorgeous. This is Balenciaga Paris Edition Mer from 2015. It is a floral aquatic. It has top notes of yuzu, bergamot, and shiso, middle notes of sea notes and lily of the valley, and base notes from seashells, woody notes, and sandalwood. So there's quite a bit of crossover with the woody notes, the bergamot, the sea notes, and the floral. They're not the same at all. I mean, they don't smell the same, but when I like to give alternatives, it's more of like the vibe rather than a direct dupe, because direct dupes can be questionable depending on how you perceive fragrance. So it's hard to say whether it's going to be the same for you or not. But this, you're getting the same vibe. Balenciaga is more feminine, more floral. Untitled Libre, more gender neutral, more aquatic, woody, but still in the beautiful same fragrance family, and would be great for like a day at the beach or at the boardwalk, chilling out with family, poolside. Just vacation scents is what I always get from these. Beach vacation scents, not the tropical suntan type of scent, but like watery, aquatic, beautiful, elevated, uplifting fragrances. Piggybacking off of the previous Untitled Libre recommendation, I also am recommending to you Exit the King. Now I do have the full bottle. Again, it is somewhere I can't find it. I know you guys hate me for not having my perfume stored in an appropriate manner. I'm sorry about that. Exit the King. This is my scent bird sample. So Exit the King is from Untitled Libre. That's how the crossover happened with Sous le pont Mirabeau. That was it. That was my train of thought. This is from 2020, so it came out in 2020, and it is a sheep floral, and the top notes are soap, aldehyde, musk, pink pepper, and timber. Middle notes are rose, jasmine, and lily of the valley, and base notes are moss, patchouli, ambroxan, and sandalwood. I discovered that this works very well in the heat when I put on a fragrance. I believe it was an oil-based fragrance, and I wanted to punch it just a little bit. Like I wanted to punch it up just a bit. And so I like literally was just popping open all of my decants, seeing what I had out already. And I saw this and I was like, I haven't worn Exit the King in ages. So I sprayed it on, just one spray, like right in the center of my chest here. And it just lifted up my scent vibration so much that I'm kind of obsessed. I'm kind of obsessed with Exit the King as a summer fragrance. I would normally call this a fall or spring scent, but I was shocked. That soap note takes it. It just sends it into the atmosphere, and it just so good. So definitely Untitled Libre has some offerings that are perfect for the summer heat. Check them out. There's some in their Orange Extraordinaire line as well. I believe 500, Experimentum Crucis, I think is the citrus one. Anyway, I like the brand just in general, but I think that they have a good fragrance lineup for temperature variations, because they do use a lot of synthetic notes, which are more stable than natural notes, but they kind of do smell more synthetic. So it's a trade-off, but if you don't mind, I don't mind. I really enjoy it. The last one I want to offer to you is a gourmand type of fragrance, and in fact is what I would consider the perfect summer gourmand, and that is from Snif. It is Slice Society. Now, if you don't know Slice Society, you are missing out, baby. Snif released this guy maybe a year ago with the corresponding cola fragrance, which I know has a very simple and easy to remember name, but I cannot remember it to save my life. They were released as a duo, and I got the duo because I really love cola fragrances, and it was only like $2 more, or maybe it was not, it was like $10 more to buy them in the set than it was to buy them individually. So it's like, well, I'll do it. And then who would have known that I ended up liking Slice Society more than the cola one. I love Slice Society. It is not sweet, but there's a hint, like a hint of sweetness. It feels chewy and gourmand, and it has a slight freshness because it is meant to represent the ingredients of a pizza. So you've got like a basil, you've got some tomato, and it doesn't sound like it would be well in the heat, but actually they're all such like airy gourmands. Nothing is heavy in it, that it works amazing. Much better than the cola one, Soda Snob. That's the name of it. Much better than Soda Snob. Soda Snob is a little bit too sweet, too heavy. Cannot pull it off most of the year. But Slice Society is so good. So let me give you those notes. So Slice Society is considered an aromatic fruity fragrance. Launched in 2024. The notes are basil, tomato sauce, pizza, sandalwood, blackcurrant, and iris. So despite having a kind of kooky mixture of fragrance notes listed, when you smell it, it smells warm, softly sweet, not like a heavy sugary sweet, but just lightly sweet, slightly green, and sort of bready, musky, doughy, like a really delicious, fresh lunch spread. Isn't that what a gourmand is a fragrance that smells like food? I'm telling you, if you have not gotten your nose on Slice Society, at least if you order from Snif, or if you go, I don't know where they carry the brand in person, but if you go somewhere, if you can get like a freaking sample somehow, try it, just try it. This fragrance I've worn around people who say they're sensitive to fragrance, who don't want to smell fragrance, who prefer natural odor, who have no interest in artificial scent, and no complaints ever. No one's ever complained about me wearing perfume. In fact, I most often have had people tell me that I just smell good naturally. And thanks to Slice Society. But you guys, it's for real. So it's really good. I suggest that you try it. Of all of the fragrances that I've mentioned today, my biggest recommendations to you, that if I could say to you, like, maybe you haven't tried this, but I think if you do, you won't regret it, are Slice Society and Black Citrus from Vilhelm. I think these two are the most easy and versatile of all of these fragrances for anyone to wear. And again, perfect for the summer. So if you have enjoyed this little fragrance video, let me know. If you are interested in maybe that nighttime summer picks, let me know. If you are interested in an indie fragrance video, remember those? I'd love to make one again, so let me know. And otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!